In this lesson, I'm going to go over how to create an automatic newsletter with Aweber. It's very simple. We're going to go ahead and start with create and manage our lists once you've logged in. We're going to start by creating a list, and in this lesson what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a newsletter for a specific author. You can actually use this method to create newsletters for topics that you blog about. If you have different people that blog on your blog, you can set up a newsletter for each one of them. Just pretty much sky's the limit. Whatever you'd want a newsletter for, that you'd want to go out on autopilot, this is how you're going to do it. So when you start to create a list, you're going to go through this setup wizard, and you're basically going to start by saying what the name of the list is. Now, whatever list name you choose, it's going to create an email to that list name. Usually for Aweber, it's that name at aweber.com. So let's say that you are creating a newsletter for an author on your website or a category. You would just type in either the name of the category or the name of the author. So, for example, today I'm creating a list for book reviewers on my site. So I'm going to call it BRC Reviewers. And then you give it a description. And any emails that come from, you're going to say the name. So I'm going to leave that at E.T. Barton. I'm going to change the name to E.T. Barton at bookreviewersclub.com. So that is my admin email. If people respond, it's going to go to that email. If I want notifications, if I want to be notified every time somebody adds to the list, then I would put my name and email here. I personally don't want that. I'm going to click Save Settings. And now we've gone to the next part. See, it's just jumped from 17 to 34%. So this next part, what you're going to do is you're going to give something about the company, or basically if you're a writer, you would give your writer brand. If you have a blog, you would put the name of the blog. So I'm going to say Book Reviewers Club. You're going to put in the URL of the site, whatever site you want them to go back to when they're done, basically. If you want an email signature automatically included at the bottom of every newsletter, then you would put that in here. If you have a picture you want to upload, then you would go ahead and click Upload Your Logo. And I'm going to come down here. I'm going to close this so you can see the full screen. It's going to ask you about social media sharing. Let me zoom out a bit so you can see it better. Social media sharing. Do you want to tweet your broadcasts? And do you want to connect to Facebook? So if you've already connected to Twitter and Facebook, you can obviously do an unlimited number that you want to do. If I wanted to tweet these, then I would choose one. I would click Make Default. Since this is actually a private newsletter for members only, I'm not going to actually pick either Facebook or Twitter to share with. So I'm just going to skip that for now. If you want a web form, if you want a Twitter link on your web form, then you would check these off. I don't want either of those. I'm going to take that out. This is if you want to include something else in your newsletters, like this right here is your store hours. You could come here and you could create snippets, snippet text, whatever, and that will automatically be included in each newsletter. I don't have anything that I want to do for that, so I'm going to go ahead and say Save. And since I closed the wizard, it didn't move me through the next step. Okay, so we've done basic settings, we've personalized the list. Now the third step is confirmed opt-in. Now, let's say you don't actually use Aweber, you want to use MailChimp or something else, and you need to deliver a product when somebody subscribes. If you sign up from Aweber, you can often deliver that in a welcome message, but sometimes you might want to deliver it a different way. Let's say, for example, you are an author, and in your book you promised to give a prequel if somebody subscribed to your newsletter. And let's say that you told them that all they have to do is send you an email to your Aweber email, and they send it to this account that you're creating, brcreviewers@aweber.com. As soon as they send it an email message, this is the message that would go back to them, confirm your subscription. Now you can change this, and you could say anything. You could say, instead of confirm your subscription, you could say, here's your download, here's your free information, here's whatever, and you would just type it in here. You can also edit your intro, and you can include the download link of the product that you would want to give them to let them read. So if you were giving them a prequel, you would upload the prequel as a PDF to your website, get the URL for that prequel, and then you would copy it here. So for this one, this is going out to some book reviewers, and I'm going to say, we received your request for more information about book reviews. Please confirm that you wish to get this newsletter by clicking on the link below. Like I said, if you had promised a product to somebody in one of your books, you could say that. You could say, here is your link. If you would like to get the newsletter, please confirm below as well, and you'll be added to the newsletter. Otherwise, here's your prequel. Please enjoy. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Whatever you want to say. Just change it like that. Here's the confirm. Usually you can't change that. You leave that alone. If you want to click to add a custom closing, you can. Generally, it'll show your signature. I'm just going to leave that blank for now. Require opt-in web forms. Sometimes you don't actually want people to say, yes, I want to be on your newsletter. You figure, okay, you added your email, you added your name, obviously you want to be in. Requiring an opt-in on the web forms means that they're saying, they're double checking this email that's coming for them to confirm the subscription is to double check that they really want to get in. And you could actually turn that off if you wanted. That just takes out the second hand. If they put their name in, they're automatically added to your list. They don't get a confirmation. They don't get this email. So if you did put a link to download something, they wouldn't get it. So if you want to turn it off, that's where you turn it off. If you want to direct them to another page on your site, you can do that too. So let's say I want to direct them to the main site. Personalizing this page is not really recommended for WordPress users. It's kind of a pain, so I'm not going to send the subscriber information forward. Now, once they've confirmed in their newsletter, they're going to be sent right to the home page. That's what I basically said. But I could send them to any page. I could send them to a welcome page, a thank you page, a get started page, whatever you want. A page about your book, about your books, your library, your products, whatever it is. So we've saved the settings. We've now gone through all 3 steps for the confirmed opt-in to create and manage this list. Now it's time to do a message. Okay, we're going to do an automatic newsletter. So what you want to do is you want to make sure you're in the list you want to be in, and you're going to click blog broadcasts. Okay, if you want to send a welcome email, you would do a follow-up series. If you want to send a personalized email right now to everybody, you would do a broadcast. And if you want your blog to create newsletters for you, you would do a blog broadcast. So we're going to do a blog broadcast right now. Now, this doesn't mean it's going to go out right now. This just means that at certain times of the month or whenever I want a newsletter to go out, I'm setting up the basic template for this to happen. Okay, so once you're in the list that you want to be in, and once you have gone to blog broadcasts, you're going to see this page. And the first thing you're going to see is the RSS feed URL. This is basically telling what you want Aweber to send a newsletter about. For this, you could choose anything from an author name, an author on your site, a topic, if you want to just advertise your newest releases, whatever it is that you want to send out automatically. And you can schedule them for different times. So for this one, we're going to go over to my Book Reviewers Club library, and I put my categories up here: fiction, nonfiction, free book review requests, and paid book review requests. And I've clicked on free book review requests, and I've gone to the page. Now usually there'd be stuff here, but I haven't added anything yet to this site. But when I do, I want anything that shows up just under the free book review requests to go out, and then I'm going to do another one for paid book review requests. So I've clicked on it, and this is the URL for it. As you can see, it's Book Reviewers Club, category, book review requests. I'm going to do Control A to select all, and then I'm going to copy it. Next, I'm going to switch over to my blog broadcast, and I'm going to paste it here. So there it is. There's my website, my category, the name of the category, and then it's a subcategory. And what you need to do is at the end, you need to add the word feed. Because feed means that everything that shows up just on that page you want to go out into a newsletter. So I've selected feed, and the next step is to pick a template. You would think it would be to pick a subject, but once you pick a template, the subject line is going to change anyway. So I like the bookend red and tan, and when you double click on it, you will see a little demo down here, and you click load template. And then once you've seen the template, then you see all this stuff, right? All of this means it's automatic fill. This is going to automatically change to say what the title is, and the title is it's your newsletter, BRC Reviewers. So if you don't want it to say that, then you need to change this, and we're going to say free book review requests, and then I'm going to say BRC library. This way my newsletter people will know that this is actually from the library and not from the original website. This is going to be the blog post title, and as you can see, it's quite big. So if you want to change the size of this, you need to highlight it first. And Aweber is kind of basic. If you really want to change anything, you have to change it up here. So I want to make it smaller. Right now I think it's around a 5. So this way all the titles are smaller, and as you can see, this is going to be the size of the font and then the read more, and this will automatically click. Now if I do 10 blog posts that get categorized as a free book review request, then this one item is going to multiply into 10 items, and there's going to be 10 items on this list. Really, the first one is the one you're going to do all the work on, because you need to put any links in. If you're an author, you put books in here for that author. Things that they like, you could put here. So for book reviewers, I might put their favorite books here, their address, whatever. About them, if I want to add a picture, I could do that all here in the template, and then this would go out every single time. So if you are an author, you want to put links to your books here. Either link it to your blog so that they go to your blog to see your book, and then you get the hit, and then from your book page they'll go to Amazon and you can get the affiliate commission, or else put your affiliate links here going straight to your book sales page. That way they get the money for it. I am just going to delete all of this. I'm going to leave that there, I'm going to leave about there, and I'm going to just let it do whatever it does for now. And I'm going to scroll down the page. This is the plain text message. It's basically a copy of what's up here, but without the coloring in the background. So if somebody doesn't want all the pictures, they would opt for a plain text message. And the same thing happens here. It pulls the feed and it duplicates every single feed in that. And again, we come down here. Now this is the good stuff. This is the automatic stuff. For book review requests, what I want to do is I want to send it out at a particular time. And since I'm on the Pacific Coast, I'm going to say send it out 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It asks me how often do I want to send the blog broadcasts. I can say based on how many, like once I reach 5, send it out. But what I want to do is I want to say a specific day or month. So I'm going to change that, and instead of, I could say either a specific day every month, like the 1st of the month, the 10th of the month, the 20th of the month, or I could say a day of the week. And I'm going to say I want this to go out every Sunday. Now, see, I can add another day, like if I wanted to go out Sundays and Wednesdays, then I would click this and I'd say every Sunday and Wednesday. I want this letter just to go out once a week. I want it to go out automatically. I don't want to have to manually come back to the site and do it. I want it to track the clicks. I don't want it to share because this is a private newsletter. If you're doing a public newsletter where you actually want people to do it, then you would click enable sharing. You would click where you wanted it tweeted to, where you wanted it posted to, and that can actually get you more traffic to your site, which is really nice. Okay, and then once you save the blog broadcast, it's going to pull in all of the items from the feed and it's going to list them here. If this is your first time setting it up, that means it might pull 100 blog posts if you have 100 blog posts in that category. Posts that you don't necessarily want to go out. So if that's the case, you want to make sure to send it before you actually set it up on the blog. There it is right there. That is my newsletter. You can go back in and you can preview it if you want. What I tend to do is I will right click on this. I want to duplicate this. It doesn't really give you an option to duplicate, which is kind of a pain in the butt. But I'm going to right click and I'm going to edit it, but I'm going to open this in a new tab. So I'm going to see this exact newsletter in this tab now. The reason I want to do that is I'm actually going to click new blog broadcast at the same time that this one is opening back here. And this way I'm going to get a blank template. So this is uploading a blank template right now. And this one is uploading the template I've already used. Okay, generally this takes a really, really long time to do. As you can see, it's still kind of loading back here. But I'm going to work on this one for now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my blog, and this time I'm going to select a different category. Now, generally a really good idea to do for a newsletter is to pick 3 main categories about your blog. So let's say you blog about paranormal things or steampunk things or whatever. If you blog about 3 different genres, then make each topic a genre. If you blog about TV shows and you want to talk about TV shows, then make your main category TV shows and then make subcategories under that. That way not only is it easy for the reviewers to find, but it's actually much easier just in general for your newsletters. So I'm in paid book review requests and copy it all. Again, I haven't added anything yet, which is why there's nothing there. I'm going to go back here, paste this, type feed at the end. Okay, so feed at the end. I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to use my same template. You might want to change the color of the template just based on if you want your readers to notice that this is not the usual newsletter. Like if you do have 3 categories, you might want to do a different color for each category. Me, I like everything to look the same, so I always pick the same templates for all my newsletters. And Aweber drives me crazy at how slow it can be sometimes. And I say load template. Now it's in, and the reason that I wanted to keep this other one open is because now I can scroll down here and I can do click inside the box, do Control A to select everything, Control C to copy, come back over here, click in here, click, and then once I click in, I do Control A again to select everything, and Control V to paste. And now I've got an exact duplicate of the last one that I did. As you can see, the subject line is filled in. If you want it to say something different, you would say in the subject line, free book review, this week's free book review request. This is actually the paid book review request lesson, so I'm going to make some changes here. And this is the nice thing about this. For each newsletter you send out, you could feature something different in your sidebar. Like you could feature a different book in each newsletter. You could feature blog posts that you like. You could feature authors that you like if you have other authors writing. It's just basically anything that you want. So you'd put in your paid book review requests, you'd make any changes that you want to this, and then you'd come down and you'd schedule it. Again, there's your plain text. I really, really, really hate how slow Aweber can be sometimes, but once you get everything set up, it's really nice. So I want this broadcast sent out immediately because I want my reviewers to be notified exactly when they get a paid review request. When it's at least 1 item, I want it to be sent out, or I could again do once a week. I could do several. For now I'm going to say 3. Whenever there's 3 items, then I'm going to have the book review request, the paid book review request, go out. Actually, no, let's just do 1. So 1 is going to go out immediately. I want to track the clicks on the website links. If I did want it to go out at a specific time, I could say I want it to go out at 7:30 every time 1 is uploaded. And actually, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to do 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. That's noon here. So at noon here, whenever there's 1 item added to that, it's going to go out. I want it sent automatically. I want to track the clicks. I don't want it to be shared on social media, but you might. Again, if you do, just say where you want it to go. And generally, I would say save blog broadcast. Real quick, though, I'm going to go back. I'm going to change the heading of this. I've updated the heading, coming down here to the bottom, and I'm going to save the blog broadcast. And that's pretty much it. That's how you create automatic newsletters. If you have 3 main topics that you want to go out, then you would schedule them, say, on the 1st, the 10th, and the 20th of each month. If you had 2 you wanted to go out, you could say the 1st and the 15th. You could have it go once a week. It's all up to you. As you can see, I just did 2. So I've got 2 newsletters that are not going to go out. One's going to go out once a week, and one's going to go out whenever something new is added. It's up to you how often you do it. Once you've got it, the next step would be to go to your sign-up forms and then create a sign-up form for your website. You could do one. Basically, you would create, if you want different newsletters to go out at different times, you want to create lots of lists. You could do a list for each author and then just have their blog posts go out. You could do a list for each category if you wanted, and then you would just create a sign-up form for each individual one. And that's basically it. That is how you create an automatic newsletter. Generally, this can take you anywhere from 1 to 2 hours to do, based on how much information you want to add to your template. The more books you want to add, the more you can do, and then anytime you want to change them, you just come back to blog broadcasts. You would find the template you'd want to update, and you would change it, and then all future ones would go out with the new information. So that's how you create an automatic newsletter. That's how you can feature what goes in each newsletter, and that's basically it. From there, sign up form onto your site. If you want to deliver something to someone, you create a follow-up message, and that's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed this.